Hello students, so we are going to discuss about heredity and evolution in this video. So what is heredity? So heredity is the process in which some of the traits are passed on from the parents to the next generation. That is, some of the genetic materials are received by the offsprings from their parents, either mother or father, through sexual or asexual reproduction. We talked about that we receive some of the features or the traits from our parents, and some features are unique to us. These features are known as the variation. That is, this is something, those features are something that are not inherited by us from our parents, but that which are unique to us. That is, we are the variant. That is, we are different from our parents with respect to those features. So in sexual reproduction, there is an inheritance of some features from the parents to the offspring. So the next generation will have similar body design but some subtle differences, which means that we will have slight differences as compared to our parents. So the next generation inherit few features from the parents, but some features are unique to them. So additionally, selection of variants by environmental factors also form the basis of this evolutionary process. So we are using the term inherited traits. So what does this term means? These are the traits. The inherited traits are the traits that are passed on from the parents to their offsprings according to the rules of Mendelian genetics. So these traits are influenced by both genes and also influenced by environmental factors. So inherited traits are basically the traits that we receive from our parents, like from a mother or a father through asexual or sexual reproduction. So what are the rules or inheritance of these traits? So according to Mendel, each trait can be influenced by both maternal and paternal DNA, since the child receives equal amount of genetic material from both of his parents, either from mother or the father. So Mendel combined this knowledge of mathematics and science and gave these laws of inheritance. He gave the laws like how do we inherit these traits, how are these traits inherited from our parents. So he used various contrasting characteristics of garden pea. Garden pea is scientifically known as Pisces sativum. So like short plants, he used different traits like short and tall, round, wrinkled, white or violet flowers. We'll discuss about these rules in our upcoming slides. Mendel did was he conducted an experiment in which he crossed tall tea plant with short tea plant. He observed that the F1 progeny had all the tall pea plants and there were no medium height plants. So this showed that only one parental trait was observed in F1 generation, because no short tea plant was observed and there was also no medium height plants. So to confirm this, he self-pollinated the F1 progeny, in which he observed that there were both tall and short pea plants. You can see the cross here. What he did was he crossed a tall tea plant, that is capital T, and short pea plant, that is small t, and he got all the tall offsprings in the F1 generation that were represented as capital T, small t. So after that, he self-pollinated the F1 progeny, that was capital T and small t, and in the F2 generation, he observed that there were both tall pea plants and short pea plants. That is, he observed three genotypic variants, that is capital T, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. If we look at the cross, we can see that the F2 generation has both tall and short pea plants. From this, we can infer that both shortness and tallness traits were inherited by the F1 generation, in which only tall tea plants were observed, while only tall trait was observed in all the progenies. So we can also note that only single copy of tea was enough to make pea plant tall, but while 2 copies of tea was required to make the plant short. We can see that in the F2 generation. So therefore, tea is referred to as a dominant trait because the presence of only single copy of tea was enough in order to give the phenotypic characteristic as tall, while small t is considered to be as recessive trait that can be suppressed by the dominant trait. So it is known as the recessive trait because 2 copies of small t were required in order to cause the phenotypic characteristic, that is short characteristic. So the question is, what happens when 2 of the traits are present, when we are looking for 2 separate traits? So what happens in that case? So suppose we have 2 traits, shape. Let us take the first trait as the shape of the pea plant, that is round and colored of the seed of the pea plant, that is green and yellow. So what will we get in the F1 generation? So as you can see in this slide that when we cross a round and green pea plant with a wrinkled and yellow pea plant, then we will get a F1 generation as yellow and round seeds of pea plant. Here capital R is the dominant trait, that is round is the dominant trait, and capital Y is the dominant trait, that is yellow is the dominant trait of the seed color. Small r is the recessive trait, that is wrinkled is the recessive trait of the seed shape, and and small y is the recessive trait of the seed color, that is green is the recessive color of the seed. So for the F2 generation, we have to self-pollinate the F1 generation. Now what will we get in that case? So if we take this capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, what will be its progeny? So there will be 4 progenies, that is capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, capital Y, small r, capital Y, and small y, small r. So these 4 progenies will be formed. Now we have to make a cross, that is we have made a Punnett square in this for this case. So we have just found out all the progenies that would be formed after self-pollinating the F1 generation, and the ratio that we get here is 9:3:3:1. So that means that we are getting in the ratio, if we talk about 9 ratio of the seeds are round and yellow, 3 are round and green, 3 are wrinkled and yellow, and 1 are wrinkled and green. So this is the ratio that we are getting after self-pollinating the F1 generation. So if we look at our parent genotype and the phenotype of the parent was round green and wrinkled and yellow, and the progeny that we are getting, and we are also getting the progeny as round and yellow and green and wrinkled. So this means that all the traits are independently inherited, like they are not linked to each other, they are independently inherited of each other, and they have a separate color, shape and color of the seeds. That does not mean that if the parent is round and green, the offspring will also become round and green. It can be round and yellow or wrinkled or green. That depends, because these traits are not linked and are independently inherited. So that's how 2 different traits are depicted and are inherited in the offsprings from the parents. So we have looked at the inheritance pattern of a single trait and of a progeny that will have two separate traits. So this is all we were going to learn in this video. So we'll learn about more things in our next video. Thank you.